Internet services have been restored across the country following a temporary shutdown that disrupted key sectors of the economy and public services.
I'm pleased to announce that following the successful conclusion of the 2026 general elections and a careful assessment by the Interagency Security Committee, the Uganda Communication Commission has directed the immediate restoration of public internet access across the country effective 18th January 2026. As of midnight yesterday, general public internet access was fully restored. This includes web browsing, access to news websites, educational resources, government portals, financial services, email, and other essential online activities.
The Uganda Communications Commission says the shutdown was a necessary proportionate measure to safeguard national stability during a sensitive period and has thanked the public and telecommunications companies for their cooperation.
In line with the directive issued to all licensed mobile network operators and internet service providers, social media platforms and messaging over-the-top, or if you may, OTT applications remain temporarily restricted to continue safeguarding against misuse that could threaten public order. Brief suspension of public internet was a necessary and a proportionate step taken on the strong recommendation of the Interagency Security Committee to safeguard the public order, prevent the rapid spread of misinformation, disinformation, and malinformation, to curb potential electoral fraud and protect against incitement to violence during a highly sensitive national period.
As connectivity returns, legal experts and human rights organizations, including Amnesty International and the African Commission on Human and People's Rights, are questioning the proportionality of the shutdown. President Museveni has asked the Supreme Court to dismiss a presidential election petition filed by former aspirant Robert Kasibante. In his response, Museveni says the January 2026 presidential election was conducted in accordance with the Constitution and electoral laws and that he was validly elected.
I hear the opposition wasting time talking nonsense. If you don't know Uganda, you can waste your time. They are lucky because all my supporters did not turn up. Few came, only 8 million. If they had turned up, there will be no opposition in Uganda.
He rejects allegations of electoral malpractice, violence, voter bribery, misuse of state resources, and manipulation of the Electoral Commission, describing the claims as vague and unsupported. Museveni argues that the petitioner failed to demonstrate any non-compliance that substantially affected the election results. According to the Electoral Commission, Museveni won the January 15th election with more than 7.9 million votes, representing 71.65% of the valid votes cast. The president also denies responsibility for any alleged illegal actions by security agencies or supporters, saying security forces were deployed to ensure a peaceful electoral process. The Supreme Court is expected to determine the next steps in the petition. The United States says Russia and Ukraine have agreed to hold a second round of direct peace talks next weekend, describing the latest meeting as a significant step forward. The talks, brokered by the United States and held in Abu Dhabi, followed 2 days of discussions involving Russian, Ukrainian and US officials. A US official says the next round of negotiations will take place on February 1st. This marks the first face-to-face engagement between Russian and Ukrainian negotiators since talks in Istanbul last summer, which only resulted in prisoner exchange agreements. The discussions are part of a US-backed plan to end the nearly 4-year conflict. However, the negotiations were overshadowed by renewed fighting. On the eve of the second day of talks, Russian drone and missile strikes knocked out electricity for millions in freezing temperatures across Ukraine. Kyiv has accused Moscow of undermining the peace efforts as residents in the capital endured another night of air raids, with many expressing fatigue and uncertainty over prospects for an end to the war.
New Vision TV. Stream smart, stream New Vision.